Hi everybody, welcome to another video. Before we start, just a reminder that you can follow us on Facebook and you can follow us on Instagram as well. It's a good way of, if people want to contact me and send me photos of, you know, whatever they're doing or whatever, it's a good way to do that, which obviously you can't do on YouTube. Also, if you're enjoying the videos and liking the channel, if you could give us a subscription, it would help. It just helps publicise the videos more, really. So thank you in advance if you're going to do that. So the Meiji Finer Spot. Now this is a 1.2, and I was quite intrigued when I got this. I did an unboxing with a W50, an Iwata W50, and I'll put a link in the description so that you can see that unboxing, which goes into the gun a little bit more, and it also physically compares the two. I think from memory I do a spray up pattern as well, and we also get an LPH50 out and an LPH80 out just to physically compare them and, you know, look at the differences and that. So if you're interested in that, that'll be in the description. There'll be a link in the description. So Finer Spot. Now I've brought this video forward. Normally I sit on things for quite a while because there's quite a few videos I've got that need voice, etc. But I've had about 4 people ask me to bring this video forward. So here it is, guys. I've got slightly changing the format a bit of the videos in that I'm doing a bit of bike stuff and a bit of a car stuff just so that people can see what they do. And it's quite interesting because this is quite a big bike tank. It's about, I think it's about 4.5–5 gallons, this tank. And it's interesting because I had a discussion with somebody on YouTube, so it's there for people to see on the W50 1.3. I'll put a link in the description again, but it's there for you to see. And I was having a discussion with a chap, and he was saying that I'm missing the point of these miniguns really, because they're designed for spot repairs and they're designed for doing small things like, well, spot repairs and models, I think is what he said, which I agree, that is what they're designed for. But we all know they can do spot repairs and models, but what I'm trying to do is explore the parameters of it in that what I want to do. So I like spraying bike tanks. I like doing, now I've got a few car panels just to try things on really, so that it relates to car stuff more. I like doing that sort of thing because it's pushing the gun. I mean, to the limit sounds extreme. It sounds like you're you know, some extreme sport or something. It's not, you know, that bad, is it? But what you're doing is you're seeing what the gun can do on the outer capabilities of it. And a lot of people buy these small guns. I actually missed the second coat with the bike tank, but I've got some footage here of a car panel. But by pushing the gun to these outer extremes, it gives people an idea, if they're going to buy one of these guns, what they can do with it. You know, and that's the idea of it. I know it can do like a cycle frame, it can do a scale model, it can do stuff like that, but by doing the bigger stuff, it shows people where the limits of it are, or more where the limits of it are. So that's the idea of doing this sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, as I say, we had a discussion, it was all amicable. And you know, it is what it is, I guess, but it's up there for you to see anyway. And as I say, I'll put a link in the description. So let's get on to the Finer Spot, because you're probably all dying of boredom at the moment. I was impressed with it. I must admit, the Meiji stuff is really good quality. It's really well made. It's not particularly expensive. It's not cheap, but it's not particularly expensive. I actually got this. I got this with a W50, and I got it with some gauges and a few other things. So I'm not sure exactly how much it cost because it was like a price for the lot. But it was about in GB pounds, about 165, 170 quid, somewhere around there. it depends on the exchange rate as well, but it's about 170 quid, and that's with a cup. It might be a bit dearer now if the exchange rate's gone up, but that'll give you an idea. So it's not a load of money. What's that in US dollars at the moment? About 220, 230, something like that. So it's not a load of money compared to something like the LPH80, which is quite expensive. I say quite expensive. It's about another 20%, 25%, maybe 30% in the UK. So there is a price difference. And this thing, for me, performs very, very similar to the LPH80. It's capable of doing the bigger stuff like this, and it's capable of doing much, much smaller stuff. Atomization is very, very fine. It's got, in its air horns, it's got 2 twin holes. So that's mimicking the LPH80. I'm not suggesting that they've copied it because, you know, it's their design and that's it. But I'm just saying it's very similar in the way it delivers. So it's a little gun with a big punch, and I really enjoyed using it. And it's got an air of quality about it when you touch it, feel it, look at it, clean it. You know, when you strip it down to clean it, everything looks really, really well made. It isn't quite. It didn't quite blow me away as far as quality goes as the bigger guns, and that's not for 1 minute saying the quality isn't good. It's absolutely, the finer core, I think it is exceptional, absolutely exceptional. And this is really, really good. It's certainly up there with the Iwata, if not slightly better. Hopefully reliability will be better, because I've had problems with my LPH80, which I won't go into now because I've done that before, really. But yeah, hopefully reliability will be better. I'll put the settings on the screen so that you can see them. But the first 2 coats, I just had the fluid 2 out, not on full fluid, and then the rest of it for the clear and for the well, in this card panel anyway, for the clear and for the base coat, I just put it on full because you know, once you get a little bit of it, I like to put a misting on there just in case something reacts on there or something. So I always normally do a few light coats and then go a bit heavier when I see everything's absolutely fine. I used it at 1.6 bar. I think it's supposed to be used at 1.5 bar, but I turned it up just a little bit. I did experiment slightly lower and slightly higher. On the bike tank you saw earlier, it was actually 1.5 bar, but I found that it wanted, with my particular clear, which is quite thick, it wanted just that little bit more pressure. It's still a good pattern, but it wanted just that little bit more pressure just to atomize a bit finer, I suppose you'd call it. Feels good in hand, feels good to use. I bought it with a cup. You can get it without the cup as well, and it takes exactly the same cup as all the side feed or side cup Iwatas. So you know, it's if you've already got one of those, not an LPH80 because it's a top cup, but if you've already got one of those, then you don't need to buy it with a cup, and you can buy it without the cup. So yeah, I was really, really impressed with it. I literally got it at the same time, I think, as I was saying, as a W50 1.3, and this isn't the same as that. This is refined is the wrong word, totally wrong word. Forget I even said refined. This is more of a smaller output from a smaller gun, if that makes sense. So it's capable of doing what I'm doing here with a reasonable amount of ease, whereas the little W50 1.3, if you're thinking about that, that's a real fireball of a gun. It really pumps it out. So it is different to this. So if you've got mainly smaller things like scale models and things like that, then something like this would probably be a bit better for you than that, simply because this doesn't pump it out so much. But you can always back them off. I mean, you can always back them off. So it's not, you know, it's not the end of the world if you do get something like the 1.3 W50, you can back it off. So colour, just in case you wanted to know, is a Honda Reflection Blue, which is B579P, and it's something, I was going to say it's something I made up from my taxi kit, but it wasn't actually. It's something that I've already had made up. I've got some tins left. I've got a capsule kit that I bought, and a lot of the colours now I'm making up, but I've still got some ready-made tins of colours up. And also I found that if you're using blacks or whites, which especially the whites, I don't normally do much stuff with white, but I use it because I don't have any wet and wet primer, so I use it as a base coat for like yellows and greens and things like that, where you want the colour to be different. I find that if you're using black or white, it's cheaper to get it already made up, just like a diamond white or something, and a jet black, because it costs more money with the kit, really. But if you're making up colours, the kit's actually quite good value. And I will get around to doing a video with using the kit so that people can see how it works. So yeah, a very very good little gun. I was very very impressed with it. You know, as I think I've said in the videos before, I do buy my own tools, so there's no pressure on me to say anything's good or anything's bad, which it may sound mad to people. I like that. I like that independence. The fact that there's no pressure on me to, say anything about something when I don't think it, basically. So, I'm not saying others do that, but I'm sure it must weigh to an extent on people if they're getting given these things to, keep the flow coming and thereby giving it a good review. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. As I say, I like doing things like this, which is pushing the guns to the limit. We all know it can do smart repairs. Any little gun can spray small areas. It's just a question of how big can it go while still being usable and keeping the paint wet. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.